Hello and welcome to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm Gail Thompson. I'm going to do something a little different today. I very rarely do reviews, but I saw this kit and I purchased it and I thought I would review it for you and show you some projects. It's from Queen & Company and it's called the Holiday Hoopla. If you're not interested in seeing the kit, please go to 4 minutes and 15 seconds and that's where I'll start the project. Every year I have a little trick-or-treat party with my friends that don't have any trick-or-treaters. And I needed to make some invitations and it's running late. So when I saw this kit, I went ahead and grabbed it. I have to say, I thought the pieces might be a little bigger, but anyhow, it comes with a 6x6 mat stack with a variety of pattern papers. And they run in the oranges, purples, blacks, and a lot of them could be used for non-Halloween things. So I thought that one's really cute. I thought, well, I can put these together and make really cute shaker cards for my friends. So there are 24 sheets in that stack, and then there's a 6x8 stamp set. I'm using the which would be nothing without her ghoul friends. But there's Hello Pumpkin, Which Way to the Candy, which I like. Hope your Halloween is frightfully sweet. And here are the dies that you make the shakers with. There's a witch hat, there's a candy corn and pieces of that, and a kettle or a pot and a pumpkin. And then they already provide the shaker pieces, the mounting pieces, so you don't have to use all that foam tape and all that adhesive and everything. It's all there for you. And there are enough to make 3 for each kind of card. For lack of a better term, I'm going to call these shaker forms. They have adhesive on both sides and they're punched out in the middle, but I'm a little confused as to why they had the acetate on the one side, but it doesn't matter. They are fantastic for not having to do any stacking of paper, measuring, gluing. The only thing I thought was maybe they were a little smaller than I thought, but it really worked out fine. And I think the kit is a good value. It was $39.95, I believe, before shipping. Now it has these little tiny, she calls them toppings. That's what they call them. There's little candy corns, little monster faces, and they are small, and I'm not sure that you would use them for anything but shaker pieces. But and then they've got the stars in several colors there. I do have to say they shipped the kit super fast, so I really don't have any excuse in not having my cards all done. But aren't those cute, the little monster faces? And they do give you plenty of variety in the toppings, I will say that. And these could be used for other shaker cards that aren't in the kit, and the little pumpkins, those can be used anywhere. And they even have blank pumpkins, so that could just be for fall cards. So they are cute. There's some more stars. I just wanted to give you a quick glance. And now we have the acetate covers for your shakers. That's really nice. You don't have to cut anything out. You can just glue them right on there, and I will show you in the tutorial section of this how to use it. So as a gift, they send, if you spend more than I think $30 or something, they sent this huge thing of sequins, little flowers and just plain round sequins. Really neat, and it was a nice bonus. So here is the kit again. Now it's time to get into our card. To save time, I cut out everything in advance. I think, if you need to learn to use the die cutting machine, I've got several other videos that I can show you. So first I'm just placing the background. This card morphs just like all the other ones. I really hated using the back of that because that's my favorite sheet of paper in the whole pack. But for what I was doing, I needed to suck it up. I left a little bit of room at the bottom that was orange because I knew I was going to be putting my vellum flames in there. And I thought, well, even though you can smear any adhesive on vellum, and if you smear it thoroughly, it doesn't show through. I wasn't sure completely, so I thought, oh, I'll put it on the orange and maybe it'll cover it. Who knows if that's really the case or not. But I did want to mention the supplies that aren't in the kit are listed below. I have no affiliation at all with Queen and Company. I purchased this kit. I'm not affiliated with them, so you would just have to go to their website, queenandcompany.com, if you are interested in the kit. Now, to do the kettle, I guess I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment first, which is a good idea. I usually forget that until it really becomes hard to do. And of course, I'm eyeballing it. Even though I have every tool in the world to measure, I still eyeball because I'm just that lazy. I am going ahead and stamping it with VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is a good black ink if you want to heat emboss. And I'm using Hero Arts Clear Embossing Powder. And if you notice, I forgot to use my powder bag, which now I'm picking off little tiny pieces. I got really lucky there. Always use your powder tool or powder bag. Now, my favorite part is always the heat embossing. I just think it's magical, and that's what got me in cards, and it's probably why I stay in it. So make sure it gets nice, the tool gets nice and heated before you put it to the cards to prevent warping. Okay, so now here's all the kettle pieces. Since it pops out a hole on the die, I just went ahead and put Scotch tape and taped it back to the outer part of the kettle. And now I'm going to just line the sides with black ink. I don't like seeing white edges on things. I just don't think it looks nice. And that's a Memento Tuxedo black marker. I use it for edging pretty much everything. And now we're just going to put this together. It couldn't get any easier. All the pieces are made for you. Now I am using my anti-static powder bag so that the pieces don't get static electricity and stuck. You'll be a little bit of powder residue, but you can wipe it off. I'm going to keep that little piece in the middle of the pot. I'm not sure why it's there, but I'm going to cut it up and use it for popping up other things on other cards. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put the foam that was already adhesive backed on my pot. And now I'm going to use that powder tool again. And then see, there's a little bit of that in there. But it comes out and you don't really notice it. I notice it because I did it. So now it's time to put the lid on this. And of course I realize, well, maybe I should, I put the acetate on. That's what I'm going. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long week. I'm going to put my little acetate piece on there. Don't put too much glue on or it'll ooze out. It dries clear, but you'd still be able to see a little bit of residue. And that's Lawn Fawn glue tube that I'm using. It's a nice, very strong glue. It'll keep your little parts from, coming out the sides. And now I'm just sprinkling all the different little toppings in there. And normally I use a lot of toppings, but I'm kind of rationing it so I have enough for all my invitations. So you could definitely use more if you want to. Please excuse that ding. That's somebody sending me an email. I don't have any way of stopping that because then I wouldn't be able to hear my playback. So now we're going to take the adhesive off of the other side of that foam piece and line up the front of the kettle. And I didn't like how I had it lined up, so you do have a smidge of wiggle room there. And see how that black on the sides, I think lining the sides on everything black really makes a difference. I don't think I would like it white. Now I'm going to use an action wobbler. This is the regular size action wobbler. I think it's by Art Impressions, I want to say. I'll have to double check that. I'll put it in the list below. Anyway, so now we're going to have a shaking shaker. It'll go ahead and it'll wobble on its own. Plus, the neat thing about these shakers, they will mail almost perfectly flat. Almost. Not quite, but almost. I'm sorry that I'm out of the screen there for a second. I got so excited making this, I wasn't paying attention. So now we're just going to play with it because I can't stand not playing with them. But that's just showing you how the mechanism works. Now it's time to finish decorating. And like I said, vellum, you can, if you thinly apply adhesive all over it, you can apply it and not have it show through. If you were just to put a dot there, it would definitely show. So I'm putting, these are actually mini clouds, puffy clouds from Lawn Fawn die cuts. I thought it looked like steam coming up because I had that kind of that spot. I wasn't sure what to do. And my cards are always kind of, they come to a life of their own, and I just sort of go with it. We're supposed to be having fun here, so that's what I'm doing. So then I see the Lawn Fawn candy corn twine, and I think, oh, I'd really like to wrap that around. Well, I wind up cutting that card front off and applying it to another 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 fronted A2 size card so that I could wrap it around, because obviously there's no way to do it with the whole card. So that's how you see it wrapped around. It's just wrapped around the front piece. And I added some of those free little sequins that came as a bonus. And there is my card, my little witch pot with the flames. A real witch is nothing without her girlfriends. And now here's a bonus card that I made using other pieces of the kit. Little witch's hat, and I used stars down in there. And I just split up some paper. Actually, that's one sheet. And I did everything the same, except for I didn't put a back and a action wobbler on it. I hope you enjoy this project. By the way, do you know whose wand that is from Harry Potter? Think about it. I hope you'll consider subscribing. I'm so grateful you came to see me. I hope you come back again soon, that you'll like and subscribe and share with your friends. That's the highest compliment you can give me if you enjoy this. I'm including some more videos for you I think you might like. Have a fabulous day, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye. Just so you know, that is Professor McGonagall's wand.